Hi everyone, and welcome to my newest League of Legends games commentary. In this game, I will try to talk about a more detailed approach to playing Ahri in League of Legends. This game is basically taken from one of my solo queue ranked match, and the average skills of the players involved in these games is basically around 1600. So pretty competent player that will allow me to demonstrate how effectively a good Ahri can win her lane. So this video is I decided to do another Ahri video, not really because the first one was very popular or stuff like that, but just because it was a fan request, and since I really want you guys to enjoy my video. When I get a fan request, I will always try to do the champion, even if it's a champion that I'm not really specialized. I will play her or play him a lot to get the good feeling of it, and basically I'm very good at getting a quick grasp on how to play a champion. Like right now, I'm more and more trying to do a Renekton, if you wish, and I should more and more trying to learn Renekton, and I have a good game in the bank that I might do a video, but so far I'm still trying out the different concept to be able to learn about it. But back to the video at hand. So as I said, this is my second video featuring Ahri. So I won't, since this game is pretty short, you will see my team and I did a very good job at controlling our lanes, and since this game was very short, I will not waste any time describing the abilities or the basic Ahri stuff about stuff like that I already covered in the first video. If you want a more introduction to how the skills work and stuff and the basic combo, you can watch my first video or just go watch the champion spotlight. I will try to in this video to demonstrate you more like the rule of thumb approach for handling the mid lane with Ahri against a tough laner like Warwick. Okay, so first of all, lane wick. Lane wick is usually played in the top lane, but Guardsman Bob on his stream popularized is used in the middle lane. In this game, it was just after the small nerf to his lifesteal, so he is more matchable in lane, but still he's a very strong champion, especially versus Ahri, because Ahri's main weakness is that she's really squishy, and in design that to be killed, in this squishiness means that she can easily get one shot by someone like Warwick, especially if he allows his opponent to get below half HP. When he hits level 6, he just blink on the target, do his ult, and after that his Q and his ignite, and it's a guaranteed kill. Maybe not as much as let's say Hani, but still a pretty tough opponent overall. So what I decided to do in this game usually was to harass him a lot with my auto attacks, since he's melee. So as a rule of thumb, when playing any role, any solo lane, if you're range, like in this game where I'm Ahri and I have a range attack and Warwick is melee, use your auto attack as often as you can to soften up your target. This is true also if you play like something like Vlad in the top lane. So basically, here I'm playing Ahri, and I decided to make a small change to my runes and masteries. I decided to go for a more utility approach. Why? Because basically the spell vamp from the X-Tech Revolver is getting nerfed patch after patch during those last few weeks. So basically, since the AP ratio on Ahri are not the highest in the game, and that their base damage is pretty good, I decided to go for utility build for runes and masteries. So The goal of this is basically to get free spell vamp, because with the quintessence and the masteries you get like 9% spell vamp right off the bat, which is really strong. And also with the right mastery and the right runes you can get as high as 15% cooldown reduction. So as I said in my first video, I'm not very good at I'm not the strongest expert in playing Ahri. I'm good with her, I think. That's maybe you're to judge, but still. The rule of thumb I gave you is that if you try to learn Skillshot, aim from quantity over quality, so that even if you hit like 10% of your Skillshot, at least if you throw like 10, you're guaranteed to get 1 at least. So that's the basic trick. So this is why I use cooldown reduction and mana, masteries and runes to help me sustain in lane, and also to allows me to spam my ability as much as possible. So as you can see here, what happened just before I get back to the gank, Warwick was in this position and Amumu ganked by this position. So usually when new player play League of Legends, and even older player, even more experienced player, when they see a gank, they panic and they are like, fuck, I need to run to my tower. But usually the best approach in the mid lane is to analyze which way could be the best. So Amumu was coming from this way and Warwick was in this position, and I know he didn't have his level 6, and Amumu CC is not very strong until he gets his level 6, or at least he gets into auto attack range with the red buff. So basically, if you're leaning in the mid, don't panic if you get gank, especially if you still have your flash. Just stay calm and don't waste it too early, because if you do, then afterward you will be much more prone to getting ganked and killed, which will really put you behind in your lane. So as we can see here, I decided to start with a cage lucky pick. This is very different than from my last build. This is mostly because I want to incorporate the new Deathfire Grasp into Ahri build, because it gives her a lot of good ability. Here I completely whiff my my charm ability, but hey, as I said, also charm is I found that it's very hard to aim with it. It's a very narrow skill shot with slow moving speed, so I'm not very good at it, but still. So far I discussed about what I changed into this new approach of using a utility Ahri. As you can see, I'm spamming my auto attack to be sure that he gets the most damage as he can, and overall the Q is the easiest of the two, but still. So right now what I want to aim with the next 5 to 10 minutes is to discuss about skill shot, about how to aim a skill shot, because usually when you listen to other guides on YouTube or stuff like that, they will tell you to hit skill shot you need practice. And that's the only way to get good at it. And it's true, that's true. They are not you won't get good at, there is no magic method to get good at landing skill shot. But what I saw from my experience is that many people, especially in the lower ELO brackets, seems to miss the point about several important rules about skill shots. So I will try right now to present to you some general rules, some if you wish, a noob-friendly approach to landing skill shots. So the first step is basically to assess the 3 main parameters for a skill shot. The first one is what type of skill shot it is. Is it a line skill shot, like maybe the Aura of Deception of Ahri, or the Charm? Is it an auto-attack, an auto-activated skill shot, like the Foxfire of Ahri, or maybe the damage component of Ezreal? And afterward, you have to assess the 2 last parameters. What is the speed of the skill shot? And finally, what is the overall width of the the said skill shot, because as you can see here, right on the bar, the aiming bar, this is the general width of the skill shot, and as you can see, it's much larger on the Orb of Deception than on Charm. This really makes a difference because it's much easier to land a skill shot that is very, very wide, like Orb of Deception, and much harder and much more complex to land a skill shot that is very precise, like Charm. So as you can see here, we chain RCC, me and Udir, and we managed to... Are we able to polish the kill? Yes, and Udir does it. But as you can see here, Gangplank tries to teleport to get me, but maybe I shouldn't have used my flash, but better safe than sorry. I had the blue buff, didn't want to give him to Gangplank and stuff like that. So now back to the subject at hand, the skill shot. So now that you understand what type of skill shot it is, and if it's a very fast skill shot or a very wide skill shot, you have to understand this basic approach. Okay, so let's say you have... this is why I like Ahri, because when you play Ahri, although she's not the easiest character to master, I will say this right off the bat, she really helps you learn how to land your skill shot, and this at every level of play. Why? Because basically she's mostly all skill shot base and has access to a slow moving narrow skill shot or Charm and a fast moving wide skill shot that is our Orb of Deception. So if you can learn to play Ahri effectively, you will be very good at handling any type of skill shot you can find in the game. So as you can see here, we try to engage on a Mumu, but he foolishly come back and I snipe him with my Orb of Deception. Orb of Deception is really the best skill on Ahri, so let's just talk about it right now. So basically, I will now talk about the easiest skill shot to land, which is the Orb of Deception. That is the skill shot that are wide in range and that are very fast moving and stuff like that. So what other skill shot could count like that? Maybe Ezreal Mystic Shot also is in the same sense, although the width is a little bit narrower, but the speed is a little bit faster, but it's the same principle. Or maybe stuff like, oh, as you can see here, trying to go on Soraka. I try to follow her, land her Charm. Oh, and then I get yanked and I decide that I had enough. I don't want to risk getting caught and getting pushed behind by this Amumu gank, counter gank. So basically, once you've identified your character and then identified what skill shot are wide, what skill shot are narrow, you have to understand this. Wide skill shot are for range harass. I don't know if you noticed, but I rarely use my Charm on Warwick in this game to get to try to catch him, because usually, since it's a very slow moving, very narrow skill shot, it will never land. So basically, if you're playing a character that has a really hard to land skill shot, like maybe Lee Sin, also the resonating strike of Lee Sin, or Ahri Charm, put it on smart cast first of all and try to use it at point blank range, because this way it will be much harder to dodge it for the enemy player. Afterward, now that this is solved, especially for Ahri, it's very strong. You have the harassing skill shot, like the Orb of Deception, which is very fast and very good damage and very wide, so it's kind of easy to get someone. So as you can see here, we try to get the blue, me and Udir. It's pretty risky because we don't have the vision. Two players can come here, and Soraka Ezreal are coming too. So we decide to disengage. This is way too risky for our deal. And look at this. They try to kill me, and I managed to run off the schematic. And why did I... Oh, that was so close. And why did I manage to run away? Simple. Mercury's thread. When playing a mobility-based caster like Ahri, which uses our mobility to stay alive, always get Merc's Red. Yes, you will lose some damage, but you usually the trade-off of surviving, like you saw the ult from Warwick and all the slows and stuff like that, is much more worth it. So I decided to get a Quicksilver Strash, because usually Warwick is very strong, but if you get a Quicksilver Strash, you just negate completely his ult, and that means almost all of his damage early game, and almost all of his CC, because his only CC move is that. So basically, let's say you want to learn how to land a harassing skill shot like Orb of Deception. Generally, what you want to do is to always be on the move, because this makes you always harder to predict where you will send your skill shot, because you can be sure that to land a skill shot it requires more than just taking the little line and pointing it at the opponent. You have to anticipate where it will go. So always be on the move. First rule of thumb, always be on the move when trying to land skill shot, if you want to be sure to minimize the risk that your opponent can't predict when you will do something, stuff like that. So afterward, always try to hit your skill shot in a diagonal approach. Don't run. First a small gank here, as you can see. I forgot to use my Quicksilver Strats. This is something that mostly happened, but me and Udyr are more than able to get rid of Warwick, especially because of the Merc Thread, which reduce the damage and the duration of the stun. So always try to approach your opponent from a diagonal approach. I don't know if it's the word in English, but if you run straight in a line like this, let's say Warwick is here and I'm here, let's say you try to aim your skill shot in a straight line, it's always harder to hit with it, because the opponent can just move to the side and dodge it completely. If you are, let's say, approaching from a diagonal approach, it's much harder to predict on what side the opponent must go to completely dodge your skill shot. So that's my first console. As always, the second console, I know I repeat myself, but it's very important when running skill shot. Always look for quality and quantity and unpredictability. As you can see here, I have a lot of difficulty landing my charm. So as you can see here, Leona is coming, and we're able to secure a lot of damage on Warwick, and he tries to run away, but at this point Warwick is not having a good game, and I think he decided to just not really take it seriously. But still, as you can see, I managed to land a few good skill shots, and this has allowed me to really dominate my lane in this match. So first rule, always try to identify which skill shots are best suited for range. So as I said, skill shots that are fast and that are wide, you use them for range harass, and skill shots that are short and that are narrow and that are slow, keep it for close range combat. And the second rule is always try to be on the move, so you can be sure that the opponent never predicts where you will be landing, when you will be, and how you will be landing your skill shot. And this last rule is basically always try to land your skill shot at your opponent from not from the front, but more from a side diagonal approach, to be sure that it maximize the probability that he will make a bad choice to try to avoid the said skill shot. Yeah, indeed now the game is pretty much finishing. I think, if I remember well, that they will surrender soon, but as you can see, in this game I've really managed to dominate my lane because of this general approach of landing skill shot and stuff like that. So I know I will go back to playing more Ahri game. Like this is not maybe the most representative. It's kind of, the team was really playing well. My team was really playing well, so I didn't have any difficulties. But in the laning phase, if you follow the general rules I gave you, you should be more than able to to get better at landing your skill shot. And with time, you will be able to read your opponent if you wish. That's the critical part of if you would say of practice, is that you will be able with time to anticipate your opponent. And to those players who say, yeah, but I'm not really good and my ELO, I'm not a very highly skilled player, I just started playing and stuff like that. But it's important to know that in lower, if you play at high ELO, like here, I still miss my skill shot, but hey, we still managed to secure the kill. So in lower ELO, rage quit, typical solo queue rage. Oh well. But if you're playing in lower ELO, yes, it's true that maybe it's because you're not that good at landing skill shot, but it's important to know that other people might not be that good too to dodge them. So basically, I recommend to every level of player to try to learn character that do not use point and click damage. It's much more satisfying to land those kind of combos than just playing stuff like that. But as you can see now, the enemy team decided to surrender. Just as I said, it was a very quick game, so we'll go to the stat screen and wrap this one up. So I hope that you enjoyed this second Ahri video. I will try to get more gameplay on her. As you can see, she's very fun to play, and as I said, I know maybe she's not a very popular character so far because she's not that accessible, but still I really recommend that you try her, because there's nothing more satisfying in League of Legends than landing a good skill shot combo that result in a kill. So basically, just before I let you go to do your usual stuff, I have a quick announcement. I have been thinking about maybe making some streamed live commentary with you guys, where we would meet in a chat room and basically I would spectate your game on stream and try to give you not maybe general commenting, general advice, as you can maybe you can think of this as like free League of Legends lessons. This is mostly because inspired because of another YouTube caster, Shula, who every Tuesday night plays some League of Legends games with his viewers, and I really like this approach. So I would let me know if you find this thing interesting. I will try to get the organization of it in my mind during the next few weeks. But that's it. So, as you can see, this game was very short. I hope that you still find some stuff interesting, and let me know if you want another specific character done. If not, I will probably do a Renekton game or maybe some more Kassadin gameplay. So see you guys, take care, and I hope that you enjoyed.